All right. Thanks, everyone. We're live now. This is Beau Eckstein, and you're at our meetup, our live meetup, and we're streaming. We've got people from all different locations, and today's topic is going to be great. Before we get into the topic tonight, I just want to make a few announcements. So March 15th, we have Al Williamson. If you're in the short-term rental or mid-term rental space, Al is, they call him the landlord scientist. He's going to be presenting virtually on Zoom, and his niche is really doing furnished corporate rentals, so extended stays, anything 30 days and longer. And we're going to get into the debate whether short-term or mid-term rentals are better, and he's going to argue the mid-term rental point, and it's going to be a great topic. So March 15th, you can go to jointhrivemeetup.com and you can join the meetup and then RSVP for that event, which will be on Zoom like this as well. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Amanda as our guest and our speaker today. And I'm going to give you a little bit of background, but years ago, I got interested in the franchise concepts in the business. And I started looking at franchises that I could buy because I've always been in real estate. I own property. I originate loans. I do commercial financing. I do SBA loans, all this stuff, right? And a lot of my customers, real estate investors, business owners, they all own real estate, and they also usually own businesses. So, success leaves clues. So I started going down the rabbit hole, and I ended up getting involved with FBA, which is Franchise Brokers Association. And Amanda was my trainer for a week, and she taught me the whole franchising business. And every Friday, I actually get on a call, and she teaches me more and more and more about the franchise business. So I was getting a lot of calls. So this is like years ago, I was getting calls and people were buying franchises. So I was like, okay, well, I didn't really, I knew, hey, everything's a franchise, McDonald's, Subway, Chick-fil-A, but I never really studied it. And it interested me. So when I went through Amanda's training, it was pretty amazing to learn about the opportunities within franchising. And so I've owned a franchise. I owned a small real estate brokerage in the Bay Area, which was a franchise concept. So I have other businesses that aren't franchises, but pretty much everywhere you go, there's a franchise. And through my journey of lending, where my background is, I realized that most people that I talk to are trying to become financially free or trying to do something and build legacy. And that's where I think franchise really comes into play, is that, if you want to quit your W-2 job, or maybe you're looking to create more wealth and you're going to keep your W-2 job, but you want to eventually get out of that W-2 job, you see a lot of success. I also interview several people that invest in franchises and also own a lot of multifamily. So I interviewed one gentleman, and he was doing those ASIA bowls, and he would just get investors and he would buy these franchises, right? And he's like, I still do real estate, but I'm making so much money and so much cash flow through that model. So as an investor myself, I saw a huge opportunity, and that's kind of how I met Amanda. And I figured I would bring Amanda on to kind of give everybody in our Thrive meetup group an overview of franchising and the opportunities that are out there, because many of us don't understand like what is behind a franchise. And it's funny because most people think, hey, I want a brick and mortar franchise. I want like a smoothie franchise. And the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of home-based franchises. We're going to get into this today. There's home-based franchises that are a lot easier to start. There's a lot less employees. There's a lot less headache. So we're going to talk about all this stuff. I think it's going to interest you, at least pique your interest. And at the end of the day, I think this will give you a good overview, whether you're considering starting a business from scratch or you're thinking, well, maybe a franchise might be a better option because it's a blueprint and a roadmap to become more successful with a proven model. So without further ado, Amanda, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you. I really appreciate the introduction, and let's get started. What do you guys want to know?
Yeah. So let's start with kind of an overview. Well, let's first go back and how did you get involved in the franchise world?
So just like most people, when you're going to school and you're trying to figure out what you want out of your life, things kind of happen for a reason. So I actually got into franchising because I was very involved in the immigration space. So I was studying law, and I was about to start law school when I found this opportunity of helping investors immigrate to America and get their American citizenship through franchising. So that's how I came across the whole idea. And I was absolutely fascinated by the fact that not only I could be helping people just immigrate, be able to start a new life, and also start a business at the same time. So we had a management program, and we were helping them to manage the business while they were away, while they were waiting for their EB-5 visa. So that was the visa that they were getting. So when I started doing that, then I realized, okay, franchising is not only a model that allows you to be able to be a passive owner, right? But you can also be an owner operator. So if you have a job, or if you're transitioning out of corporate America, there's so many opportunities out there. And I think most of us, when we think of franchising, we immediately think of like the big brands, your Panda Express, your McDonald's, your Burger King. But in reality, there are franchises that start off at $50,000, right? So, there are companies that go to your house to fix, to change the flooring, or to renovate your kitchen. And most likely they're going to be a franchise. So there are a lot of different opportunities that provide a significant income. So I actually do a lot of work when we're analyzing real estate investment versus franchising. And there's a lot of different components, right? But you're analyzing the time and the money, right? So when you're investing in real estate, we all know that there has to be some work put into the business, but real estate tends to be a little bit more passive. Well, franchises, there are opportunities that are passive as well, that have a much higher return. It's still very limited, but there are opportunities like that. And if you are someone who's maybe running a business and you're trying to sell, or maybe you have a job and you're trying to leave that job because you're not happy, there are a lot of different ways that you can actually diversify and get into a franchise and grow that way. So it was kind of love at first sight, and I could never imagine myself doing anything different. I love the industry, and I've operated franchises all over America, and I know that that's going to be the future for me, and I love it. So
Awesome.
Are you trying to escape the W-2 rat race? Or have you always wanted to own your own business? Have you ever thought about owning a franchise? If so, franuniversity.com can help. Our training program teaches you everything you need to know about franchise ownership, from choosing the right franchise to launching and running your business. We have the resources and specialists to help you from A to Z. You'll gain the skills and knowledge you need to succeed as a franchise owner. The best part? It's free to join. Go to franuniversity.com.
Hey guys, Beau here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.